What's up, everybody? Welcome. So today you guys might be wondering about the specs of my bike. So today I'm gonna do a full in-depth spec of this bike, which is the Keurig X1 Spark L. So we have, starting with the handlebars, full twist throttle, very nice LCD display, 2 hydraulic disc brakes as well as hydraulic suspension, peak power 4,500 watts, and here we've got headlights, turning signals down here, and a horn. Over here we insert the key, and here is the mode button right here. Very large fender from keeping you getting engulfed in dirt. A 420 chain and a 53 tooth sprocket. The peak torque is 283 Nm. Front tire is 17 inches, rear tire is 14 inches. The battery is 60 volts and 28.8 amp hour. So the range is claimed to be 60 miles, but if you're going on dirt paths and stuff, it goes down to 40, or lower depending on the terrain that you're going on. So there's 3 modes: Eco, Sport, and Turbo. Eco claims to be 60-mile range, which I highly doubt. Sport is 30 miles of range, probably lower depending on what you're doing. If you're driving on the road, probably still not 60 miles for Eco, but okay. And Turbo goes all the way down to 21 miles or shorter, depending on the terrain again. Eco is goes a top speed of 20 miles per hour. Sport goes a top speed of 38 miles per hour, and Turbo goes to a top speed of what they claim 50, but again, depending on how heavy you are and what terrain you're going on, 40 in the 40s, a little closer to 50, like 45, 46-ish, but okay. The weight of this bike is 350 pounds is how much the bike can hold. 146 pounds is the actual weight of this bike. So pretty heavy, but not the heaviest. It's a decent bike, but the only thing is the freaking kickstand. This is like the kickstand while it's down, and literally when I'm sitting on it, this is like the same thing. So the kickstand has no absolute difference, and my key is on the ground. It just sucks, kinda. So what we're gonna do is like bang this crevice right here so that it bends in more, and I drop my key again. The seat may be a little too small. I mean, I think they could have extended it out here a little more, or up to here a little, because I just think that this is a little too small. The seat, when you're sitting on it for a long time, like, an hour or something, your bum really starts hurting because this seat is kind of hard. It feels comfortable in the beginning, but later it just gets really uncomfortable. So this one thing you could do is rip the seat out, put more soft padding there, and yeah, that way you can have more cushion. Brake light when you have the brake on, turning signals, very nice. Not ideal for off-roading. I would recommend taking the turning signals off. I don't think that's possible, but it's like there's some wiring mess here. Mine came with a front plate and the same light. Usually the light is here for some bikes, but mine just came with this really nice looking plate. Yeah. If you're struggling to attach this brake caliper, this is how you do it. So when we assembled this, we tried putting it on, but the brake pads were like really tight, but then we noticed that the piston for the front brake caliper was already activated, so you could get like a flathead screwdriver to just push the piston back in, and that way the disc goes really easily in. The back part mostly comes assembled. The only thing you have to assemble is the spring, and if you have the indicators, which I think all of them do. Yeah, LCD display was also needed to be assembled. Well, put on actually, not assembled. You just need to put it on. The brakes, you can adjust them where you want. The handlebars also needed to be attached. The fender also needed to be attached. So yeah, pretty nice bike. It's an IPX5 water protection rating. Not bad. So that means it can withstand rain. But as long as you dry it off when you park it, because either way moisture can still soak in the wires and electrical components. Nice foot pegs here. Yeah. Really big motor compared to a Tudio motor. Probably because it's hidden, but I don't know. They also left so many gaps, which I didn't really appreciate. There's a huge gap here, huge gap here, very big gap here, exposing some of the wires. This gap here, for some reason, I have no clue why they would do that. Kind of chopped, but okay. So this is the master switch. You can turn this off and this turns off the battery. When it comes in, you have to turn it on. You have to make sure you turn this on. Right here is a charging port. Now this is like the worst design known to mankind. You can already see this thing is loose. So this plug can slip out sometimes and it cuts off the bike. So I have to get off the bike and punch it back in so that it turns on again. And this lock right here is completely useless. It's just stopping the wire, not the plug. So I have to like make sure it's in every time. Very bad design. Terrible design, actually. I don't know why they would do that for such a great bike, but it is how it is, I guess. Nice hard fenders, not floppy like the stock Tudio bike. Nice metal sidearm. Most of the frame here is just all plastic. Again, not really appreciated. Yeah, overall this bike, I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. But other than that, this thing goes really fast and it's really nice. So that is the full in-depth spec of this bike. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope this helped, so you guys know what to do. Yeah. Alright, I guess that's it.